Next, you will witness the entire process of transforming from a tadpole-like cell into a baby. The beginning of life comes from a silent competition. You, along with hundreds of millions of competitors, each carrying your own genetic information, race toward the same egg. This will be the most difficult competition of your life, because you must defeat 200 million rivals to become the winner. The first challenge is the acidic environment. With a pH level comparable to lemon juice, it eliminates most participants. Only the strongest can push forward, over the bodies of others. The second challenge comes from the cervix. Normally tightly closed, it only opens briefly during ovulation. The thick cervical mucus acts like a natural filter, allowing only the most active swimmers to pass, while the weak are ruthlessly eliminated. Then comes the third challenge. The mother's immune system treats you as an invader and launches a fierce attack, wiping out more than half of the remaining competitors. The survivors, relying on limited energy, continue to swim upstream and eventually reach the fallopian tubes. Here you face two identical paths, only the lucky ones choose the side where the egg is located and can continue toward the finish line. As you speed forward, the tiny hair-like structures inside the tubes trap and entangle many, leaving only a few thousand warriors to move on. By now you are exhausted, but the egg releases a chemical signal, like a powerful boost, that guides you into the final sprint. After all the hardship, when you finally reach the destination, you discover a tough outer layer surrounding the egg. You must penetrate it to enter. Enzymes released from your head act as the key to breaking through this barrier. In the end, only one chosen one can fuse with the egg's membrane. Once this happens, the egg's outer layer instantly hardens, blocking all others. Then, your nucleus and paternal genetic material enter the egg and merge with its nucleus, forming a fertilized egg with 23 pairs of chromosomes. The fertilized egg begins to divide rapidly, gradually developing into a solid cluster of cells and moving toward the uterus. About a week later, it implants itself into the uterine lining, like a seed, absorbing nutrients and growing. By the 5th week, the embryo's organs begin to develop. The brain and spinal cord start forming, and a tiny heart, about the size of a pea, begins to beat. By the 12th week, the embryo has become a fetus. Facial features become clearer, and the 5 senses gradually take shape. Around the 20th week, the mother can feel the baby's first movements, and the fetus can even hear some of her voice. By the 32nd week, the brain and lungs are nearly fully developed, and the liver begins to function. Around the 40th week, regular contractions signal the start of labor. The cervix dilates, the amniotic fluid is released, and you slowly move through the birth canal into the world. The moment the umbilical cord is cut, your lungs fill with your first breath of air. With a loud cry, a miraculous life is announced, and you become the sole winner of this brutal competition.